Was set up in the Chennai and the capital of Tamil Nadu, and the most of the state municipal corporation have been established the major city under the specific act municipal legislation, but now constitutional basis has been given to the local self government and area of the 74. Now with reference to the Lok Adalat, consider the following. An award of made Lok Adalat is deemed to be the decree of civil court and not the appeal lies against there is before any court, and matrimonial family dispute are not covered under Lok Adalat. It's wrong. Okay, the Lok Adalat is voluntary agency present to the monitored and overseen by a state legal aid and advice board. It has proved to be a successful alternatives and for resolution of dispute through conciliatory method. The Legal Service Authority Act have been enacted, which will provide statutory footing to legal aid movement. Under the act, there shall be a legal service authority, center, state, and legal, and their authority will have their own funds for the Lok Adalat, which are the present informal agency. Inquire the statutory authority. Every award Lok Adalat shall be deemed to be decree of civil courts and court of tribunal and shall be final and all the party are dispute. It also provides respect of case decided the Lok Adalat. Okay, with reference to the union government, consider the following. So it is the Constitution of India provides that all cabinet ministers shall compulsorily the sitting member of the Lok Sabha only. So it's wrong, and the Union Cabinet Secretary operates direction of Ministry of Parliamentary Affairs. So it's right. So B will be the direction of Ministry of Parliamentary Affairs. So it's not right actually. D will be the answer. Okay, not the Union Secretary is not operated under the Ministry of Parliamentary Affairs. Secretary are not operated under the Ministry of Parliamentary Affairs. The Council of Ministries seldom meets as a body. It is the intimate body within the council which shape the government. Cabinet ministry hold charge the portfolio, and there is no bar on the appointment of the person from outside the legislature, but he cannot continue for more than 6 months unless secure a seat in the other house of parliament. So right to speak, take part in proceeding of the other house. Okay, which of the following constitutional amendment state that the total number of ministers including the prime minister is the council of 15%? 91 amendment. Now central administrative tribunal, it was set up during the prime ministerial of Lal Bahadur Shastri. It's wrong, it's Rajiv Gandhi. And now member of for the Kate drawn from the both judicial and administrative, that's true. So it is the set up under the amendment of 1985 and came into force. It was during the prime ministership of Rajiv Gandhi, and pursuance of the provision article 323A in the part 14A administrative tribunal was parliament under the act of central administrative tribunal was set up to provide the speedy and inexpensive justice to central government and employee respect to their service matters. Okay, and the tribunal are to adjudicate dispute and complaints relating to the recruitment, conditions of service of person appointed to the public service and post in the connection with affairs of union government. It has all jurisdiction power of authority of court in special matter. A tribunal can be checked by the High Court for exceeding its jurisdiction of if it order in country is natural justice. So the Supreme Court may grant special leave to appeal from any decision made tribunal in extraordinary circumstances. The number of ministry at the center on the 15 August was 18, and the number of ministries the center at present 36. It's 48 ministries are present, and like it's old data, so we will check it again, but it's 18, right, and 48 is wrong here. In India, who is the chairman of the National Water Resource Council? It's Prime Minister. Is the National Water Resource Council was the National Water Resource Council founded, and deputy chairman is the Ministry of Water Resources. It's also old data. Under the administration of which one of the following is Department of Atomic Energy? It's also Prime Minister of Office. So PMO is the comes under the administrative PMO, and Department of Atomic Energy 1954 is the executive agency for implementing the atomic energy program. There is the 3 public sector undertaking. So the Indian Rare Earth Limited, which is set up to Odisha Sand Complex, Chhatarpur, and the Uranium Corporation of India and the Electronic Corporation of India Limited. is equipment for nuclear as well as non-nuclear user. Now next one is, with reference to the union government, consider the following. The ministry department of the government of India are created by the prime minister on the advice of cabinet secretary. It's wrong. And each of the ministry of the assigned on the ministry by the president of India on the advice of prime minister. It's true. So first is ministry department of the government of India are created by the prime minister on the advice of cabinet secretary is wrong. Okay, so the ministry department of government of India are not created by the recommendation cabinet secretary by the prime minister. Cabinet secretary is the head of the cabinet secretariat. He is also the chairman of post of the civil service board. Each of the ministry assigned to the ministry by the president of India on the advice of prime minister. So it is not like cabinet secretary. Okay, which one of the following authority make recommendation to the governor of the state as to principle of determining tax and duty which may be appropriated by panchayat? Its state finance commission was the make recommendation to governor of the states as to principle of determine the taxes duty which is appropriated by the panchayat. And according to 43I Indian Constitution, government state shall constitute finance commission to review financial position of panchayat and the principle which should govern the distribution between the state and the panchayat of net proceeds, duty, toll, fee and taxes, and the determination of the taxes, duty, toll and fee which may be assigned to appropriation by the panchayat. With reference to the Lok Adalat, which of the following is statement is correct? Lok Adalat have the jurisdiction to settle the matters at pre-litigation stage and not those matter pending before any court. It's wrong. And Lok Adalat can deal the matters which are civil and criminal in nature. That's also wrong. Every Lok Adalat consists either serving or retired judicial officer and not any other. It's wrong. And none of the above is right. So the Lok Adalat jurisdiction is the wide and matters falling within the jurisdiction of civil, criminal, revenue tribunal can be taken. It's both concerned party agree in the court can be matter to the Lok Adalat for the rather informed disputes. So Lok Adalat has the jurisdiction to settle by way of the first compromise between the parties any matter which may be pending before courts as well as matter pre-litigation state dispute which have not yet been formally instituted. So Lok Adalat is presided over the sitting retired judge of jury. Who among the following cause every recommendation made by the finance commission to laid before the house? So it is the president of India. Okay, so made the finance commission to the led the each house of parliament. So president shall cause every recommendation made the finance commission and the provision of this together with the explanatory recommendation. The instrument of instructions are a directive principle of state policy. Instrument of instruction contain Government of India Act. It's a directive principle of state policy. So the directive principle of state policy, Government General, is under the draft constitution. President governor takes this instrument. Instruction is the part 4 of constitution. With reference to the Constitution of India, fundamental right, fundamental duties, and directive principle of state policies. So it's all of the above. Okay, are given there. Now next is consider the following. The Supreme Court of India tender advice to President of India on the matters law or fact own initiative on any matter of larger public interest, and if he seeks such advice, okay, own interest initiative is not given there, but if he seeks such an advice and only if the matter relate to the fundamental right, it's also wrong. So only B will be there because own initiative he can't be taken on that, but if he seeks to take the advice, so it is if any of the time appear to be precedent that the question is law or law fact arisen or it's likely to arise which of the such nature and such public important that it is obtain opinion of Supreme Court, he may refer to the question so to court, and the court may after such hearing at the report president its opinion thereon. So president may not withholding anything in the article 131 refer to the dispute of like Supreme Court for the opinion, and the Supreme Court shall after such hearing think it report to the president its opinion. Okay, and before we discussed, so first question like national social assistance program he was asking about. So it was like fundamental rights and directive principle of state policy. It's not the duty. So C will be the answer of that question. Okay. So the social assistance program is a Article 41, 42 of Constitution, concurrent responsibility of the central state government, and National Old Age Pension Scheme, National Family Benefit Scheme, National Maternity Benefit Scheme, Right to Work, Education and Public Grievance, provision of the just human condition of work, and scheme fulfilling criteria, right to life, given the Article 21 of Constitution. What is the difference between the vote on account and interim budget? So the provision of vote on account is used by the regular government, while the interim budget is the provision used by the caretaker government. Vote on account is used by the regular government, and vote on interim government is budget is used by the caretaker government. Yes, and the vote on account only deals with the expenditure of the government budget, while the interim budget include both expenditure and receipt. So both are yes. Vote on account is only deal with the expenditure, and the interim budget is for the expenditure and receipt. Under the Constitution of India, which of the following is not a fundamental duty? To vote in the public election, it's not a fundamental duty. Under the Constitution, to vote in public election is not a fundamental. When the annual union budget is not passed by the Lok Sabha, the Prime Minister submit the resignation of the Council of Ministry. Yeah, it's a no confidence motion. So the union budget refer to the annual financial and it's not passed the Lok Sabha, then amount to the confidence of the government of the house. The authorization for the withdrawal of funds from the Consulting Fund of India has come to its Parliament of India. Okay, so withdrawal from the amount of consulted fund must be approved by the Parliament